Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2021. Today is our what normally be a transfer special. This is the beginning of our 10th season of this challenge. We just won the French League One with Marseille. Oh my goodness, so amazing. So we are going to be looking for another job though. Now, we hopefully will find a job in time to get some transfer special stuff done. But I guess this is more of a job search special. So I'll try and show you some of the interviews or anything else that comes along and really go from there. But let's go ahead and get into the league, the season review here and see how we achieve this with Olympique de Marseille. I just said that in a Spanish accent. Don't ask me why. The new arrivals. All right, here we are. Moises coming in. Wonder Kid. Did some amazing stuff. 7.16 average rating. Came in from Barcelona. Did we really only pay 1.7 mil for this kid? What a bargain. This guy did some outstanding work for us for the money. Then we brought in Velade. Also did outstanding. Another Wonder Kid coming in for us. Paid quite a bit more money for him, but he still made it happen when we needed it. He was here for the entire season for us. Perez coming in, another starter for us, 14.75 mil. Espolita coming in, another start. I mean, how many starters did we have coming in this season alone? Espolita coming in, Yus came in on a loan, and Love You came in, 28.5 million. Decent goalkeeper. Didn't do maybe as well as I would like to have seen him do, but still really good, solid work from him. Frederico came in. He came in for 775,000. A+ is what they're saying for us. Really outstanding work from Frederico overall. We then brought in Castro. Probably not. Oh, actually, they're okay with that one for the most part. 4 mil for Castro. Then Stevanovic, paid a lot of money for him. Probably would have preferred him to do a little bit better. We only brought him in as a substitute mostly, but we know he can develop into something else as well. He's got a little bit of development ahead of him, but he definitely came in. Probably paid way too much money for him considering he was a substitute. But considering some of these other deals, the fact, you know what? Let's flip-flop this. I would have probably paid 40 mil for Moises and 1.7 mil for Stevanovic based on how he played. We'll break it even. You know, we did a good deal on one, and maybe they're not a great deal on the other, but in the end, I think it worked out for us. And then we brought in Jung here. He didn't really feature for us that much, unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately. He was mostly there as like a emergency backup in case something really bad happened. And thankfully, it did not. Transfers out. I bet there's going to be some controversy here. Probably Gomez, probably one of the biggest controversies, maybe not. He went on, he had a decent season for Club Rouge here, 30 mil. Markovic went out, got 15 mil for him. He had a decent season as well. Coletta Carr left for us at the halfway mark. Also, honestly, decent season overall. Let's see here. Caprice Moens. Moens is another one that could have developed into something, but we weren't really using him that much. Baranov. Pobega, that was a big one. Sold him for quite a bit of money. He actually went on, didn't have a very good season. He only had 2 appearances for Burnley. Really? Maybe we're glad we sold him on because maybe he wasn't going to do what we thought. Oscar Bob, another huge one that we sent on. He only played 10 games for Hoffenheim. Crazy. Guys that would have probably been starters for us, only playing a few games for overall. I think we played him a few times. He went on, didn't do super great either. So I don't know. Maybe all right that we did what we did. We won't look at the loans here. Not a big deal there, especially since we're not sticking around. Obviously, first place, final position, Champions League qualifier, massive home attendance, really helped with our finances. The fact that we saved that last 30 mil transfer is going to help their finances as well. I expect to see OM stick around at least in the top 3 or 4 for a few more seasons, I would hope. See if we can see that we have built something up there for them to kind of work off of. Champions Cup, obviously, we made it to the quarterfinal. Just could never, ever beat PSG. Just was not meant to be, unfortunately. But we got past Real Madrid and we got past Lazio. 2 teams that, honestly, might be worth going to try and win those leagues because those are some good teams there that we went past. The Super Cup lost to Manchester United, but it was a close game. Another team that might be worth going to at some point. And then, of course, the French Cup, getting knocked out by Angers SEO. Just, this was the depression of the season. No excuse to get knocked out by them. We should have made it to the final game against PSG and probably lost to them, but At least we should have made it to the final game. Biggest win was our 7-0 win against Montpellier. Match to remember was apparently a 4-0 win against them. I don't know how that was a match to remember when this was our... I guess because they just maybe differentiate the two. And then goal of the season was Stevanovic against Lazio. Let's see here if we can go watch this goal of the season. A late goal against Lazio to get us the... I guess this... no, we already won on aggregate, so I don't think this is what got us the win, but still, it's worth seeing. Moises gets the ball, gets it over to Espolita, up to Hasnut, over to Stevanovic. Stevanovic, oh man, look at that. Great goal from Stevanovic. That was outstanding. Definitely worth goal of the season, in my opinion. All right, finances. Overall reputation didn't change. No new sponsorship deals. Although our sponsorship money did go up a little bit. Broadcast revenue went down a little bit this season, which is interesting. Corporate hospitality went up a little bit. Competition prize money went up by double. So that's awesome. And then match day commercial and retail was pretty close to the same, but it did go down a little bit. Hasnut, Allen, Stevanovic, Velade, and Perez all getting shirts sold. Good to see from them overall. 7.6 mil from merchandise sales. That's pretty good. How we lined up. 4-4-1-1 was our main formation for the most part. Spangenberg comes in here as our best 11 on the right-hand side. That's interesting. But everybody else was above a 7.0. Oh, my goodness. Even Ed Love You, who came in late and struggled a little bit a few times. But overall, 7.0. Not bad. I'll take it, you know? Let's see. The accolades. Fans player of the season was Bertelli. Really? I'm a little surprised to see that. Young player of the season was Hasnut. Now, that does not surprise me at all. And Love You coming in here. Signing of the season, picking up a good goalkeeper. They're going to be able to keep around for several years to come. Should develop into, honestly, all of their wonder kids should develop into some really solid stuff for them overall. Stevanovic here. Oh, that's right. Moises was a loan. That's why he only cost us 1.7 mil. I was like, how did we get Moises for 1.7 mil? Because that's how much we paid to loan him, which I think it was worth it. And we definitely could not. I tried to get him transferred in just to help the team out after I left, but they would have nothing of it. Goal in the season, Stevanovic, we saw that one. Top goal scorer, Mike Hasnut, 35 goals for the season. 13 assists for the season. 10 player of the match awards. Highest average rating. Overall, the Hasnut, dude, well worth the 80 mil. It was dangerous. It was dangerous to spend that much money on him when we did. But oh my goodness, was he worth it. Most passes completed per 90 minutes. Espolita here. 61 passes. That's a lot of passes. Most goals by a player in a match. Hasn't obviously 3. Goals by a player in a league match 3. We always just seen that. And then most assists by a player in the season. We always saw that as well. All right. History in the making. Just a season for the ages. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. We won on goal diff. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a way to go. All right. Bertelli named in the overall best 11 squad here. Who else joined in with them? Still got Hasnut on the bench. Anthony's still on the bench. I guess he's the only one that got added in, really. Well, that's fair. Okay. And is he on the bench? Yeah, he's on the bench as well. So a lot of the guys we've brought in are on the bench at the moment. But, you know, hey, they're at least on the best 11. That's pretty good. There's the season review. Where are they now? Don't care because we weren't here then. We wore the most quiet and impenetrable defense of the season. And only team that was ahead of us on aggressive and clinical and attacking efficiency was AS Monaco. Although OL was catching up. AS Etienne actually got up there as well. It's interesting. Where's PSG? PSG's way back here in that wasteful category. Club vision and expectations, we'll just accept whatever they're going to say. Because again, we're hopefully not still here next season. Although if we can't find another job, we'll do what we got to do, right? I mean, we've got to have a job at the end of the day. Discuss plans for next season. I think we're aiming to qualify for Champions Cup. I think that's well within what we can do. And I definitely want to reach the knockout stages. Okay, I think that's achievable. So that's good. And then once they're back, we'll discuss promises because I'm not going to discuss promises right now when I'm planning on leaving. Team report. Injury report, squad, end of season break, training camp destination. Honestly, don't care. How about you guys go to Switzerland this time? We went to USA last time, even though it shouldn't matter for me. And, oh, I was going to check something real quick. Let's check the competitions. So Hasnut did get in there with 24 goals. Okay, so 24 goals. Two guys ahead of him with 26, 28 respectively. So he was close. He was up there. He definitely was not up there on the average rating, though. That's crazy. We didn't have anybody else on this list, which is kind of interesting. I mean, obviously, we're not up there on clean sheets because we did do a goalkeeper split. But if you add our two goalkeepers up, that was 25 clean sheets between them. We would have gotten the most number of clean sheets total if you add our two guys together. So our team got the most clean sheets. We just didn't have a goalkeeper with the most clean sheets. So that's all right. No problem with that. What about goals? Like, who was... Like, look at that. Vlade with 16 goals, Hasnut with 24. That's 40 goals in the league between them. And the next closest pairing would have been, I'm trying to eyeball this, probably OL here. They got a guy here on 14 and 26. So they also had a 40 goal pairing. So not bad. Not bad to get a 40 goal pairing from our two guys, especially one of them being a left winger. You would expect to see that from our attacking midfielder. But no, outstanding stuff. All right. Well, anything on the job market yet before I cut away from here? Let's go to staff, go to job center. Let's make sure it's filtered by manager. It is. Only filter for the teams that we care about. It is. And hey, we can go back to France. That would be absurd. Bundesliga. Borussia. Okay, let me see if I can say this. Believe it or not, I took 4 years of German between high school and college. But that was a long time ago, so I don't actually know how to speak German at all. Borussia Mönchengladbach. Gladbach, I think, something like that. I think it's like that. RB Leipzig would be a fun one too, to be honest. Honestly, either one of these two, I think, could win the whole thing. Let's check something real quick. So again, we're going to readdress this real quick. If we go back to League One Uber Eats, if we go look at the overall team detailed, and we're just going to look at the salary for a second. We were way down. Look at this salary, 54 million. We were less than a fifth of the salary of PSG, almost half the salary of OL, and we beat both of those teams. So we do know we can win these with low salary teams, but I'd like to try not to, if at all possible. But let's go back over here and check. Where do these teams line up? RB Leipzig and Borussia here in the Bundesliga. I'll go to team detailed, and because obviously finances isn't everything, but it is a big part of the story. RB Leipzig is second up here, 124 mil. Not bad. Not bad. Borussia is down here at 75 mil. That's still more than we did this season. About a third, maybe a little bit more, less than a third. Yeah, a little bit less than a third of what these guys are. Actually, no, almost exactly a third. 75 mil times 3 is what? 225. Yeah, just shy of being a third of them. So they're closer to the top team in their league than we were with Marseille. So honestly, either of those teams probably wouldn't be a bad one to go to, preferably RB Leipzig, but either one of those would be decent. All right, what else do we have on the list? That's it. That's it for now. Well, let's do this. Let's apply to this one. Absolutely applying to that one. And then we'll apply to the other one as well, because either one of them could be worth going to. And I think I will declare interest in this job. It's dangerous because we could just lose. I don't think we'll get fired, but you never know. I'm going to go skip ahead once just to see if we get fired all of a sudden. All right. Well, we'll be back when there is news to have on the job front. If we get close to the transfer season and we still haven't found a job yet, I will start doing some sort of transfers because, for one, I don't want to leave the team hanging. But what if we have to stick, a few months into this team, or what if we have to do another year with this team because we literally can't find another job? Then we'll do what we have to do. But I'll be back when there's something to talk about. All right, we're back for the first interview we've gotten. We're in June now, so it's been a couple weeks. But we've got an interview from Borussia Mönchengladbach. I can't say that. I'll never be able to say the team name. I can't go to this team. I'm just kidding. And we'll see what happens here. I'm glad to be given the chance to talk to the club. Let's get down to the business. Having never managed a club of our stature, really? You're saying that's rude. That is rude. I mean, don't get me wrong. No, they're a 4-star as well, just like us. How are you saying that you guys are a higher stature than Marseille? That's just rude. Are you able to make a convincing case as to why that should be overlooked and you should be hired? That's just rude. I've spent a good amount of time building up. That's fine. Why have you felt to accept apply for a number of jobs whilst employed by another team throughout your career? Honestly, I'm not going to let him think it in the way. Can you explain why you appear to be in running for a few jobs right now? Merely considering my options. Yeah, I'm only in the running for like 4 jobs right now. That's not a lot. You have previously been embroiled in media controversy. I've been embroiled in media controversies. Yeah, whatever. You've previously embroiled in more media controversies. Atmosphere will remain healthy. That's fine. I am confident of achieving every target set for me if I get the job. Sure. How would you feel about working with our current director of football? I am more than happy to work with him. We understand the points of having the right back room. I don't wish to propose any change. That's fine. Sign players under the age of 23. I can do that. Make the most of set pieces. We'll see. Play high-tempo pressing football. I can probably do that. Work within wage budget. Minimum 4-year contract for first-team players. Qualify for Euro Cup 2. Oof, that's pretty low on... I'd like to get much higher than that. The season after that, qualify for Euro Cup. The season after that, qualify for Champions Cup. Or work towards qualifying for the Champions Cup. And then the season after that, qualify for Champions Cup. We definitely want to get the Champions Cup within 4 years if we can. Although that's not super critical. We can get it with one of the other nations if we need to. But at least qualifying for Champions Cup does sound like we're kind of pushing towards higher positions in our league itself. So that bodes well for trying to win the league. You know, I mean, this would be my second choice out of Germany. I definitely want to go to RB Leipzig first if I can. I have no request or propose. That's fine. So we'll leave the meeting. We did that one, but I definitely would like to get into RB Leipzig. And we are supposedly considered the top team or top prospect for the RB Leipzig team. So this would be huge. I did go ahead and apply for a couple Italian Serie A. That's how you say that, teams. Lazio, as we mentioned. Actually, RB Leipzig is the team we beat to get out of Euro Cup, to win the Euro Cup. And Lazio is the team we beat to get further into the Champions League. So it's kind of funny both those are coming back around. But Lazio would be a pretty decent team. Roma's a decent second place, I think. They're pretty close to each other on overall salary and stuff like that. There's a few other teams on here that, you know, I'm obviously ignoring the French teams. And then Cagliari, I just felt like they were too far down to apply for. All right, we'll come back when there is more news. All right, we're back for the interview that I want. RB Leipzig here. Let's see here. They felt we're an acceptable fit for the club's highly ambitious vision for the future. Awesome. We need high ambition. This is mainly as a result of your very strong commitment towards playing a high-tempo pressing game. There are, however, concerns as to your suitability for our vision because of your reluctance towards signing high-profile players. Hasdu's not high-profile? I mean, he is now because... I should say this. He put in his transfer request. He wants to leave for a bigger team. So he put in his transfer request or whatever. We set it at like 120 million euros or something crazy. And there's interest. Wouldn't it be crazy if we went to RB Leipzig and got him to come there? I don't know. Maybe that would be crazy. But let's see here. Let's get into the interview. See what they have to say. Oh, I'm glad to be here, guys. I really am. Some reservations regarding the fact that you have never managed in this country. Can you explain why that shouldn't be an issue? Because I took 4 years of German in high school and college and don't remember any of it, but I can pretend. I mean, come on. I basically speak the language. No, the fact that I have experience in various other countries, actually, I think that is a good standing point. Why have you felt acceptable to apply for a large number of jobs whilst employed by another team throughout your career? I can't say that I'm never going to do it again, because I am going to keep doing that again. I'm just going to say positive. I hope it's not going to turn off them. Can you explain why you appear to be in the running for a few jobs right now? I'm merely considering my options. You have previously been embroiled in media controversies. What is with the media controversies? I've learned from it. I promise. I promise. Literally the same with job interview. They're literally giving me the exact same job interview. While we value longevity at this club, and recent history shows we're prepared to give the right manager a long time to get it right. Are you prepared to give us a long-term commitment? I mean, 4 years. Is that a long term? It's reasonably long term, right? I am prepared to give you guys 4 years. How would you feel about working? Oh, absolutely. I'm okay with that. As part of a recruitment process. Oh, no, I don't need to change the backroom staff right now. You don't want me to. I'm okay with that. Okay, so they want us to play high tempo, pressing, play attacking, high reputation, sign high reputation players. I'd like to work within the wage budget, which is what? I'd love to know that. Minimum 4-year contract, that's fine. Maintain the best youth system in the country. I would love to do that. Maintain the best youth system in the world. Really? They have the best youth system in the world, do they? Expand the stadium. Is that really something that's a goal for me? Like, do I have control over expanding the stadium? Qualify for the European Champions Cup? Yes. Work towards becoming the most reputable team in Germany? Yes. Grow the club's reputation? I'm all good for this. Challenge for the Bundesliga? Yes. I want all of this. This is exactly what I need. Win this Bundesliga? Absolutely. They all seem perfectly acceptable to me. Do you have anything for us to consider? Should we hire you? I have no request to propose at this time. Please, I want this job. Give me the job, please. All right, what we got here? One of our center backs listed for loan. They want him on a transfer request. I mean, he might develop into something worth more than 165,000. I'm actually going to say no. And then offers made for someone winger. Okay, we'll be back when there's news, and hopefully that news is welcome to RB Leipzig. We'll find out. Well, I don't know if I expected this. They both came back to offer me a job at the exact same time. We have the Borussia in Gladbach here, and 133 mil, 2.4 mil wage budget, 53K wage for me. Same wage, about a 40 mil increase, 45 mil increase in transfer budget, and a mil increase in wage budget. I mean, obviously, we're going for the RB Leipzig job, right? We're obviously going for this one. So yeah. 3-year contract. How much was this one? 2-year contract. I mean, it's just a better deal overall. Let's start the negotiations here. We'll try. Why not? Let's try and push this up a little bit. And sure. I mean, I don't want to make them mad, but you know, we're negotiating for our job, right? We got get a little bit more money. There we go. 54K. I guess they haven't technically offered me the job yet. They just negotiated the contract, right? So we're not officially there. Oh no, the job offer's been accepted. Okay, no, we're good, right? Am I reading this right? I just expected us to already get transferred over there. I was going to check something real quick. What is our current contract? Oh my goodness, that's a massive increase in wages. Wow. Yeah, we're making the big bucks now, boys. It doesn't mean we take over, right? There we go. RB Leipzig. Yes. Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, so good. Okay, I'm ready. You guys ready for Germany? You guys ready for Germany? Here we go. They actually paid 3.4 million euros to OM just to get me in the door here. Oh my goodness, they got a 4.5-star reputation. This is such a good reputation. Media prediction is 3rd, which, you know, first season in, I wouldn't refuse 3rd. That at least gets us in the Champions League, I would assume. They got a smaller arena than OM does, 40,000 capacity. State-of-the-art training facilities, state-of-the-art youth facilities, exceptional youth recruitment. I mean, this is a team right here, guys. This is a team. We're made it into the big leagues here. I mean, the only thing bigger than this, and I'm just going to say it, you know, is English soccer, right? Because, I mean, English football is the pinnacle, right? The top of the top. So someday we'll get there. But moving up to Germany like this feels pretty good. Is Germany third or fourth? Or they might even be second. Actually, I haven't looked in a while. All right, so play high tempo pressing football, play attacking football. We can do that. Sign high reputation players, I should say. Sign players under the age of 23. We can do that. Work within the wage budget. We'll definitely try to do that, etc., etc., etc. Challenge for the Bundesliga title. I like all of this. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, skip through all this. Oh, this is so good. So where are we at on the finances? So we have the 178 million transfer budget. I mean, do we go out and get Hasnut? Do we go for a Hasnut? That would be stupid, right? No, I don't know. I mean, we got to get somebody from our old squad, right? That's our pattern, right? Go get somebody from our old squad. We know he's on the transfer window, and I did not do that. I did not put him on the transfer block to help me out with the next team, because honestly, I didn't know that we'd get another team for sure. He asked to be on a transfer block because he wanted to move to a bigger team. I wonder if RB Leipzig is a bigger team as far as he's concerned. All right, let's check something real quick. Bundesliga is actually fourth. Okay, so we've technically gone up one step from where we were before. I guess the next one we have to play is Italy, right? At this point, if we're going to keep going that route. By the way, look at this. It has been Paris SG for so many years, and there's the OM. OM hasn't won it in almost 20 years, and we made it. We made it. That's impressive. That's insane. And then what about Bundesliga? Where have they been? Has RB Leipzig won? Yeah, they won it a few years ago, actually. They're not been too far off. There they are. They've been second place for several times. They've only won once in the last little bit. So there's that to think about. And they've only been around since 2009, though, so it's not like they've had a lot of opportunities to win overall. What about the Champions Cup? There's the Euro Cup. Champions Cup. Have they won this? They have not. So definitely would be the first time they can win this. So that'd be good. All right, let's get into this. Broyar takes charge of RB Leipzig. Does that mean eyebrows have been raised? Oh, I think that was the previous screen that eyebrows are get raised from. I'm actually at a 51% win percentage. 22% loss. That's not bad, honestly. Got 1 cup win and 2 league wins. Which cup win do we have? Was it one like in down here or something? Third, second. Oh, the Euro, of course, the Euro Cup. What cup win is it? It's the Euro Cup. I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking it was a national cup that they were talking about. No, we've won 2 leagues. Obviously, we won with Amiens in League 2, and then we won with our Russian team. Forget which one it was. In there as well, and then we got the cup win. Contract set to expire. Tactics induction. We'll check out the tactics in a little bit. And backroom advice. Approach to sign. Consider hiring for specialist tactical advice. What is specialist tactical advice? Just whatever. We'll come back to that here in a minute. We are though, because why not? Let's actually look at the team real quick. Do we even need a striker? Here's the team right now, and they're in a 4-4-2. Let's go ahead and just go to all positions, see where we're at. We've got a really strong striker up here, Pagodo. Looking really good, honestly. I mean, he's definitely at the level of a Hasnut for sure. We got Danny Olmo here, 31 years old. Getting a little bit older, but definitely there. He can play attacking midfield here. Tongia here is another attacking midfielder, a little bit younger. Danny Olmo can play on the left. Tongia can play on the right. I mean, just judging by this, we've got a lot of really strong players. We've got some good central defenders down here. Probably need a little bit more help on the defensive on the right side over here, it looks like. Goalkeeper is acceptable, although he's getting a little bit older. How about these guys coming up? This guy's a little bit younger, but he doesn't have that much to grow into. Guy, I mean, could be a 3-star as well. So, I mean, maybe getting a goalkeeper wouldn't be a bad idea. Definitely potentially looking at a defender on the right wouldn't be bad. We got a lot of older guys on this team. Honestly, I'm looking at a lot of our best players are, 27, 28, 29, 30, things like that, which is fine, but definitely interesting. Actually, we got a really solid defensive midfielder here. Oh, but he's also a good central defender, so he'll most likely play him in that role. 24 years old, so he's a bit younger. All right, well, I'm going to have to go away and think about the tactics for a little bit. Until we know the tactic, I probably won't know exactly who I want to go recruit, or we could always recruit some guys and then adjust the tactic accordingly. I I mean, we could play a double striker formation, Pagodo and Hasnut. Just saying. So that could be an option. I'll think about it. I'll be back when there's more news, but we're going to take a look at the team here, take a look at the tactic, and we'll come up with something, and then I'll let you guys know once we... when is the next game? When does the actually first game start? Are we in... we actually... the next season hasn't even started. So we're actually in here fresh and early. I'm assuming we are quite a bit before... Yeah, the transfer window doesn't even open until July 1st for them either. So we've got time here to really play with things and get a good, solid, proper transfer window. So this episode's going to be a bit longer because we obviously had to do the job search first, and now we got to do the transfer window. But I'll come back when there is some news to happen on the transfer front. All right, today is July 1st, and so the first of hopefully many transfers to come has joined the club. And all I can say is, he's back. Let's see who we got. Yes, why not? We got Hasnut. We got him. I mean, he did get put on transfer before we left, and that was not to set us up to be able to pick him up. He asked to be on transfer. He wanted to move to a bigger club. And so we picked him up at this club, which is, a bigger club, and we're getting an A. We're getting an A. Delighted to sign a player of his caliber and importance, and could turn out to be a potential bargain. A potential bargain. And why is he a potential bargain? Let's see what we did to pick him up. Let's come over here to the transfer history. We're paying $67 million for him up front, but it could go as high as $131 million. So I guess if $131 million for Hasnut is considered a bargain, we're on the right track, right? But $67 million today. I think we're paying $5 million per game for the first 10 games. So technically it's going to be about a little over $100 million in this first season. And then a few, like if he gets the number of goals and things like that, that will add it up to 131 overall. So we brought Hasnut in. Oh, I'm excited. But there's more work to be done. We have a lot of transfer budget left. I mean, we spent a lot on him. Don't get me wrong. We still got $82 million. We got a couple of guys that potentially might be sold off, and we're going to try and bring some more guys in. We've got work to do, but I wanted to show off the first one real quick because, it's Hasnut. And let's see what he can do for us. Bring him along, tag him along. He's going to have to learn the language just like us because he obviously doesn't know German at the moment, but I'm excited. I hope you are too. I'll be back when there is more news to show. All right, so what do you do once you've signed a really strong striker like Hasnut? Oh, you go and sign another really strong striker. Wait a minute. We went and signed a striker for another French team, Mr. Guillermo Johnson here. We brought him in 47.5 mil up front, although we are paying a month per match fee up to 10 matches for him as well. So I think it was like 78 million out of our transfer budget for him up front, going up to 86 million. So we paid less for him. But Johnson comes in at a 4.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. So he's basically at his potential. He may not get a little bit better, but you never know. He's described as a pacey hitman. Could play technically on the right-hand side and possibly be trained as an attacking midfielder in the center. But I couldn't help it. I mean, why not? 21-year-old kid who's going to give Hasnut a run for his money. So as we are sitting right now, we've got 3 really strong strikers. Pagodo, before I started all this, was like a 4.5-star striker. I think it was at least 4-star striker. And now he's down to a 3.5-star because Hasnut comes in there. And Johnson's even better than Hasnut from a star rating standpoint. But the thing with Pagodo, and I am trying to sell him on, to be fair. The thing with Pagodo is he's described as unpredictable striker. And I don't know if I like that. Like, unpredictable just sounds kind of bad. So I was like, you know what? Let's see if we can sell him on. We're actually trying to get about 51 mil for him, I think right now is the current offer. Actually, from Marseille, because go figure, they have to replace a striker that they had before. Don't know why that's happening. But we're trying to sell him to Marseille for about 51 mil, which will replenish our finances a bit. We're at 38 mil right now because we have sold on a couple guys that are, weren't amazing. This Hermansen guy was like 2.5-star current ability. Shinka was also about a 2-star current ability. So we got a couple mil for them. We then sold Ndongo, who was one of our defenders on the center or left. He was like 3rd string on the left and like 3rd or 4th string or 4th one down on central defender. Probably a great one to keep on for rotation and stuff like that. But honestly, what we're want to do is improve both of those positions, and so that our current really good players will probably fall into those backup spots instead. So we still want to have rotation in those spots, but Ondago was far enough down that it seemed like getting 29 mil for him was probably worth the effort. And then Martinez here was a 32-year-old striker that we had, valued about 7 mil. We got 8 mil for him, going up to 10 mil. So that seemed like a decent deal as well. We obviously don't need more strikers. So we were definitely not going to keep a 32-year-old on here at the moment. So a lot of business going on, but most of it going into 2 players. But like I said, once we sell on, if it goes through, once we sell on Pagodo, we will have a big pool of money back again, and we can hopefully go out and get a couple more, really strong either central defenders, left, right, wing backs. Those are kind of the ones we're looking for. Possibly a goalkeeper. Probably those are the 4, the 3 or 4 spots that we're looking to try and improve. Most of our other spots still feel pretty good. The only thing I might do is if somebody came in for like a really strong offer for somebody, I might sell like one of our older players on so that we can then flip that into maybe a promising younger player, because we're going to be here for 3-4 years potentially. So trying to get some younger players would be worth our effort, I think. So there you go. I thought I'd show you that. A bit crazy. It's still only July 11th. We've still got a lot of stuff to go. Our first actual official game comes up here in actually a month. Looks like we'll play in the first round of the German Cup here, and so that comes up in 1 month. So we're going to do some more transfers, and I'll let you guys know how it turns out. All right, we are back, and today is the first day of the actual season. We've already played the first game of the Cup, but it was just a low B team, so I didn't show that one. Today's the first day of the actual season, though, and we've done some business. We've done some business. We've got a lot of pretty decent players, but we also still have a couple pretty glaring holes, I would say, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. You guys saw the Guillermo Johnson pickups. I also went out and picked us up a new goalkeeper named Buselin from Norwich. He comes in on 66 mil up front, and then up to 77 mil over time. He comes in as a current 4-star, potential 4.5 star, solid goalkeeper. Going to be able to do a lot of stuff for us. Did we overpay for him? I don't know. Hard to say. The fact that he can still develop a little bit. He's 24 years old. He's got a lot of future ahead of him. I would like to think that we are investing in his future. But 6.69, 6.98, 6.80. I mean, he's played in the Premier Division. Obviously, if you're a Premier League goalkeeper, you're going to be pretty all right with me, I think. Hopefully he can do what we need him to do. And so far, he seems to have through some of our friendlies and other stuff. We then picked up Ryan Davis here from Tottenham. He comes in from 15.75 mil, going up to 18.5. He is a guy that's going to develop. He's not, we paid probably, again, it's another investment. We paid probably a little bit more than his current value, but I'm hoping, although he's currently going down a little bit, which is little frustrating, but he's driven. So I'm hoping that he'll swing it back around and start developing for us. But he can play on the left, he can play in the middle, potentially can play on the right. Technically could potentially be trained to play an attacking midfielder on the left as well. But most likely we'll play him either as a central defender or a left defender. Although if we absolutely need to, we can play him on the right as well. So he's going to come in, I think, and do pretty good for us, or at least develop into something that could do pretty good for us. 6.98 a couple years ago in the Sky Bet Championship. It's not bad. 6.83 last season. A little bit less, but we'll see what he can do here and see if we can develop him into something worthwhile. He's technically still listed as a wrong guy. He's still listed as a wonder kid. So again, he could potentially develop into something good for us. He's already had 18 under 21 caps and a single under 21 goal. So not bad. We then bring in Guido Baron. He comes in. As much as we thought we paid for Hasnut, Guido blows that one out of the water. At least up front. The upfront payment for Guido is insane. So Guido comes in as a 3.5 star current, potentially as high as a 4.5 star potential player. Resilient left wing back, left fullback, I guess, whatever position you want to play him as. But current value at 59 mil. So again, another one of those. We paid a little bit over value for him, but hoping that he'll develop into what we want him to be. Potentially, he could play up this entire left-hand side. Also could potentially train to play on the right-hand side if we ever needed him to. 6.91 last season at Southampton, 2 seasons ago, 6.9 last season. So he's playing close to a 7. Not terribly bad, but I think he'll develop into something for us. We paid a lot of money for him, but we really need to see somebody to fill that spot. We then brought in Divine Wrench here. Again, 65 mil up front, going up to 80 mil from Ajax. He comes in, and the biggest reason he comes in, for one, we just needed another good central defender or potential right defender, but he's also got the flexibility to play all over this back half of the field. So he's only 3-star, but he's valued at 62 mil. And again, we paid 65, so not too bad. He's been getting 7s in Holland's Eredivisie, their primary division, Premier League, I guess you could call it that. So he's been getting close to or above 7s for the last several seasons. I think he's going to be a solid player for us. He just comes in with experience. He doesn't match that under 23 goal that we had, that vision, club vision that we have, but he comes in as a solid, he's going to get the job done player. He's already had 39 caps for Holland, so he's a good player, I think. He's going to play well for us, I hope. And then finally, we bring in this Carlo Volpes. Probably the biggest miss overall. My scouts had him rated a little bit higher than 2.5 star. They actually had him at close to a 3-star, but at a 3-star actually is what they had him at. So he comes in at a 2.5 star. Not ideal, but we didn't pay a whole ton of money for him. We'll see what he can do for him. We paid basically value for him, paid 9 mil. He's valued at 9.25. If he doesn't work out, we could potentially sell him on at some point. But I was just trying to get some more depth, honestly, in some of my central defender and wingback roles, and that's where he comes in at. As you can see, we sold quite a few players. Last thing I think you guys saw, or at least I was talking about, was selling Pagodo here. We did sell him for 56 mil. We then had a couple of smaller sales. We sold this Eneko Benguet. I don't know how you could say that. He goes on. Pretty solid player, but we weren't really playing the wings that much. I mean, I may miss him in the midfield, to be fair. So I may regret selling him on. But I mean, selling him allowed us to get some of these other players. So, you know, how do you equate that? You know, 21 mil, 29 mil potential. Although it says he's valued at 47. He was not valued at 47 when I sold him. I'm going to tell you that right now. I would not have sold him if he was valued at 47 mil when I sold him. I think he was valued at 25 mil or something like that. So we got a little bit less upfront value, but overall could be more. We then sold on a Gavardiol. He's one of our defenders. He kind of wanted to go. I would like to have kept him, but he kind of wanted to go anyway. Valued at 62 mil. And he was not valued at 62 mil when I sold him. He was valued at like 49 mil. And so we got 37 mil up front, going up to 59 mil. To be fair to a league rival of sorts, FC Bayern here. And then we had another small sell here. Jorgensen, we didn't need another goalkeeper. We sold him on. And then Eichner, who could play across the attacking midfield spot. Again, decent player. But we wanted to get something for him and kind of pick up some of these other players. So we sold him on. I don't know, maybe some mistakes on selling some players, but we got some really strong players. And I'll show you what I mean. Go to competitions and go to the Bundesliga and go to season preview. We're currently previewed to be second, but honestly, not too bad odds to be first. And how do we get there? By having 6 of the best players in the league. We've got Danny Olmo, we've got Hasnut, we've got Johnson, we've got Barron, we've got this Schnattner person guy, and we've got Buselin, our goalkeeper. So 6 of the best players in the league play for us. There's no excuse for us to do poorly this season. We better be like top 3 at least. And there's a great chance that we could be challenging for the league title here. And if we don't, it's because I did the tactics wrong or I did something, played these guys wrong. Because obviously we've got the players for it. The only thing I would say is our depth is a little bit lacking in a few spots. Like I said, we got Barron over here. We got Schnatterer in the middle. He's going to play well. Wrench can play well. Our defenders on the right, not too strong unless we play Wrench over there. Tyler Adams, a bunch of teams are trying to come in for Tyler Adams. In fact, Zebra came in for Tyler Adams like 10 times. But he just fills so many spots for me. And granted, he's 30 years old, but he's just a solid, experienced player. And I couldn't lose him because he can fill in so many of these spots that we want to play. So we decided to keep him on. Danny Olmo can play all over the spot. Tyler Adams can play all over the spot. Tonga can play everywhere, just about. Wrench can play all over the place. Lots of guys can play in lots of places. So we are lacking a little bit of depth overall, and we do have a few weak points. But the fact that our guys can kind of overlap a little bit is going to help us out a lot. This is the formation I'm most likely leaning towards, although if we do play with a 4-3-3, Danny Olmo can come out to the left, Johnson can come out to the right, and Hazard can go up front. So it is an option for us to play the 4-3-3, but I think I'm going to try out this 4-4-2 diamond, at least initially. One of the two variations of it I have, just slightly different tactics here, or slightly different instructions. But some variation of this 4-4-2 diamond. See how this works for us. And again, as you can see, a couple of the players maybe aren't playing. Like Ryan Davis comes in here at the moment as a starting player. I think that's because we have an injury, or no, we're back from injuries, aren't we? Yeah, we're back from injury. So he comes in here because Wrench is swinging out to the right-hand side. But again, so you're seeing some guys that are at 2-star, 2.5-star, stuff like that. But you got to take that into context that it's because we have some guys that are sitting at 4.5-star right now, 4-star, 4.5-star. It's probably pushing these guys down a little bit further than they normally would be. In fact, I think a lot of these guys were 3-star solid players when we started. So we'll see how it goes. We've got a lot of really strong players in a few key spots, and then a few less strong players in a few other spots. So is that going to work for us? We'll find out. But this is the formation, like I said, we're probably going to use, again, with this potentially as a backup option, which I think will be... Honestly, the only difference between this and the other one is that, like I said, Johnson goes to the right, Hasnut stays solo striker, and they'll bring either Olmo or somebody over here on the left-hand side to play the winger. And that's literally the basic main differences, other than, of course, instructions and stuff. Schedule, we blew through the friendlies. I mean, look at that, 9-0 here. Our first cup game, 7-0. We had 2 goals from Johnson, 3 goals from Hasnut, a goal from Olmo, a goal from Machiano over here, which is one of our defenders, and be able to pick up a goal there. I mean, we're getting goals on... Look at that, there's another hat trick from Johnson there. I mean, our strikers are scoring for fun through the friendlies here. It has been a lot of fun to watch. I mean, like, there's a pair of goals, Hasnut and Johnson. I mean, we didn't play all just super easy teams. We did throw in a couple. I guess Bayer 04, Borussia and Gladbach, and then Schalke. So we did throw in a couple league teams in there, and we went out and beat them. Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, the one negative that I would say is that our first real game in the Cups is going to be against Borussia Dortmund, which obviously is going to be a tough game, seeing as they are projected to be 3rd right behind us. So that is going to be a tough matchup to get past in our second Cup game, but it is what it is. All right, well, I think that's enough of that. Finances are bled dry. We have nothing left in the bank from transfer budget. Wage budget is, we're still under though, so technically we can move some stuff around if we really had to, but we're not going to. What else are we going to get? There's nobody we could go get to improve any of those spots that I talked about having weaknesses for the amount of money that we could pull out of here. In fact, how much money could we pull out? 9 mil, maybe. And there's just no way we're going to get somebody that for 9 mil to cover that. So if we get some more money at the halfway mark, or we decide to move somebody else on, then we'll think about it. But this may be the team we have for the season. Hopefully they can hang in there. But yeah, we'll play that game against Hanover here in VfL Wolfsburg coming up in the next episode. And I really hope we get this season off to a real huge start. Like I said, if we fail this season, it's very likely because I'm playing these guys wrong. These guys have the skill to take us all the way this season, which would be outstanding. All right, we're going to put a cut in there. Let me know what you think about the team in the comments below. Some crazy moves, but hey, it was fun. I'm going to say spending big bucks on players is lots and lots of fun. But and that's what they told me. Hey, Club Vision right here. Sign, high reputation. Wait, how's that devastated? How are my big name players? What are you talking about? Lack of high profile signings. I signed tons of high profile signings. I don't understand this at all. That's all right. We'll be all right, guys. I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.